Oh boy, time now for another episode of Mr Nailsin Sunday Comics, and continuing with Guess Who? Yes, the Blue Beetle. So, and there he is. He beat the crap out of those guys. Gee, I hope they're guilty. Anyway, Dan Garrett and Mike Mannigan are riding along the street when suddenly, help! Murder! Police! Looks like we have a customer, Mike.
I'm John Leeds. When I came into the apartment a few months ago, I found my brother shot.
A few months ago? All right.
Dead, all right. Any idea who did it? No, the only person who was here today was William Brett. My brother painted a miniature for him.
Oh, so I guess he's been shot before, and you've been taking care of him since then, and now he's dead. Okay. And, your brother's an artist, I guess. Yeah, okay. William Britt, the jeweler, eh? We'll see what he knows about this. As Dan and Mike drive along the road, Mike suddenly sees, Dan, stop the car! There's been an accident here. I guess that's another card fell off the edge. Yeah. All right. We'd better get an emergency truck and have the car hauled out.
Right, Danny.
An hour later. Which one's which? I don't know. We'll just say this is Mike.
The guy that drove this car must be at the bottom of the river. Find anything?
Yep, I found a miniature. It's cool. I think I'm going to keep it. You know, finders keepers. Besides, he's dead, so, you know.
Say, Danny, William Brett had a miniature painted, and the paint on that still looks fresh.
Right. Brett must have driven this car. I'm going to find out about this. So, they hadn't found the body yet, so that might not be yours just yet, Dan. That evening at police headquarters, and I found out that the federal government was after Brent for income tax evasion.
With Brent drowned, I don't see how that fits in. But you'd better go to Brentwood and investigate further.
He just didn't pay his taxes on his miniature collection, you know. That could be a problem. Anyway, at Brentwood, Jean Powers and her brother George, niece and nephew of William Brett, are talking about the accident.
Have they found Uncle Bill's body?
No, Jean, they're dragging the river. But the police found this in the car.
Uncle Bill told me he was going to have that miniature painted. It's a picture of our dead Aunt Mary.
That's odd. You'd better go to bed and get some rest, Jane. If anything happens, I'll let you know. As George is about to take a drink, the small figure of a beetle falls on the table. It's the sign of the Blue Beetle. Yep, it sure was. Who are you? What do you want? You just said it, stupid. I'm the Blue Beetle. I've come to investigate your uncle's death. You see, I don't believe that William Brett's death was an accident. Are you hinting that he's been murdered? Yes. Man, this guy's thick. Anyway, while the Blue Beetle is busy downstairs, a mysterious figure climbs into Jean's bedroom. Oh, boy. Gee. Well, it's a good thing she goes to bed fully clothed. Awakened by a sudden noise, Jean sees,
Help! Help! George! It...
What in heaven's name?
I saw a ghost. Uncle Bill's ghost. I saw it as clearly as I can see you.
Ghosts, eh? I'd better take a look.
What the hell? Who is this guy? What is he wearing? What?
Never mind. This case is becoming interesting. Well, I don't know about that. But anyway, Looks as if our ghost has disappeared. Because, that's what they do. And no one here now. So he starts snooping in her underwear and stuff, because he's a creep. The miniature. I wonder how much this might have had to do with the appearance of the ghost. Unnoticed by the Blue Beetle, a figure steals into the room. I'll just have a look at that window. It'd be a cinch for a man to climb up here. I think, so much for that armor being as strong as steel, but yeah. Anyway, while investigating Jean's bedroom, the Blue Beetle is knocked out by out of the window by a prowler. Maybe this was meant to be a comic strip in the newspaper. It might have been, and they just put it together because it's kind of like previously on Blue Beetle. Anyway, thank heaven for these bushes. They've broken my fall. I've got to stop him. I mean, I'm just thinking he might be the guy who hit me. I really don't know, but, there's a car there, so I'm going to chase it. Okay, so Blue Beetle is in a red car that he couldn't possibly fit in. But anyway, I'm going to find out what's behind this. Well, right now it's you. You're behind the car. Anyway, pulling up alongside the car, the Blue Beetle swerves into it. Yeah. John Leeds, the murdered artist's brother. Spill the dirt, mister.
I just found out that this miniature is in reality a map showing where a fortune in jewels is hidden.
That's convenient. You just found that out. But anyway, a map concealed in the picture, eh? Another question. Did you impersonate the ghost of William Brent?
Who, me? No. Why should I?
That miniature? A map? Sounds fishy.
There's the doorbell. I'll see who it is.
So Blue Beetle just heads back to their house and hangs out and, I don't know, eats a sandwich. Helps himself, It's Mr. Smythe.
Good evening, George. Who's that with you? What are you people into?
I'm investigating the death of William Brent. And who are you?
Well, I'm Brent's partner in the jewelry business. I found that over $500,000 worth of diamonds has been stolen from the firm.
While Mr. Smythe explains, the Blue Beetle sees a skulking figure in the garden, which I guess that's supposed to be the window. It's like just suddenly they just didn't finish the room and the garden is right next to it. Anyway,
the stolen jewels might have some connection with your uncle's death.
What goes on out there? I'd better look into this. Quickly, the Blue Beetle hurries out into the garden. This must be the family tomb. What does a prowler want in there? We're probably better off not knowing, but he's gonna go find out. As the Blue Beetle enters, a shot rings out. Bam! Man, right in the face. Well, that's it for Blue Beetle. The bullet glanced off his forehead. He's unconscious. Curses. Here comes the Goyle. Well, I guess you didn't shoot him dead in the face. You hit part of his super-duper indestructible suit. But it doesn't save him from being knocked out. Anyway, the tomb's open.
Wonder whose car this is.
Too bad you had to snoop. Now I'll have to get rid of both of you. Great Scott, that's Jane. The dirty rat is kidnapping Jane. I gotta stop him. The mystery man drives the Blue Beetle and Jane into a railroad freight yard. After I lock these two in the freight car, I'll release the brake. It's downhill, and the Blue Beetle and the Goyle will take a nice ride. As George arrives on the scene, the freight car begins to roll down the hill. The fiend? He's got Gene inside that freight car. I must stop it. But before before George can start the art of...
Started? He just got there. What is...
Oh, well, I guess it's a crappy car, and it gave out, and he had to try to start it over again, but it just wouldn't turn over. The mystery man shoots. This is as far as you go, mister. Bang. Well, anyway, as the freight car holding the Blue Beetle and, Jane, or Jean, whatever, thunders down the grade, a fast express speeds in the opposite direction on the same track. Oh, boy, man, this guy planned this out perfectly, didn't he? The Blue Beetle and Jean have been locked in a runaway freight. Yeah, I know. Okay. Yeah, this has to have been originally designed for a comic strip. Anyway, what the? A freight car? And it's moving?
Good night. Runaway freight car bearing down on us. Can't stop a dime.
Good night? Okay.
What?
So anyway, but realizing the danger, the Blue Beetle smashes through the side of the car carrying Jean. Yep. An instant later, the freight car plows into the speeding locomotive. Yeah. Just one crack, though. Hurrying to the road, the Blue Beetle flags a truck. Here's a 10 spot in it for you if you'll rush us to Brentwood. You're on. Hop aboard. A few minutes later, the Blue Beetle arrives at Brentwood. The police are here.
And you couldn't see the man that took a pot shot at you.
Hey, Mike, the Blue Beetle. He's outside. Mike Mannigan rushes out of the house, his gun blazing.
This time I'll get you, Blue Beetle.
Bang! Shoots Blue Beetle in the ass. Yeah. But anyway, the Blue Beetle dashes into the tomb to escape Mike's blazing fire. Mike'll never think of looking for me in a tomb.
Now, where in blazes did he disappear to? I saw him running this way.
Well, Mike looks like the Blue Beetle eluded you again. I'll take a look around here. I might find something. The Blue Beetle accidentally brushes against the metal plaque. The plaque swings open. Well, okay, thank God for accidents, What the? A niche in the wall. I mean niche. A small safe. I've got to get it open. With superhuman strength, just smashes it against the wall. And the Blue Beetle slams the safe against the wall. That does it. Inside the safe, the Blue Beetle finds a small wooden box. Well, I'll be. It's the missing jewelry. $500,000 worth of diamonds. I'm so embarrassed my face is turning red. Somebody coming. I've got to hide. It's probably just rats, but, Curse it! Someone's been at the safe. The Blue Beetle flies into action. I've been waiting for this, buddy. Ow! So he hits him with a sock, but this guy's got a brick. Hope this breaks your head. Can't let him get away. He's got those jewels. So we're just right back where we started. I mean, jeez. So he gets into his Beetle-mobile, which, hey, that looks like Dan Garrett's car. No, it's not. Mike, he's taking one of our cars.
Always he's got to steal police cars. I'm getting sick of it.
The Blue Beetle pursues his quarry to the city airport. He's taking off in a plane. Well, yeah, that's where you get them, at an airport. So anyway, grabbing one of the planes on the field, the Blue Beetle zooms after the fugitive when, great Scott, that fool is diving down into me. The murderer forces the Blue Beetle's plane down. It crashes into a gasoline tank. Forced to crash into a gasoline tank by the escaping criminal, the Blue Beetle is saved by his chainmail armor, which would be incredibly hot, but, well, I can thank my lucky stars for that. There's only one fence who'd handle $500,000 worth of diamonds, And that's Werner, up in Maine. That would account for our friend taking a plane. Okay, if you say so. Anyway, in a small town in Maine, a car pulls up in front of a squalid tenement. I hope one is in. Well, if it ain't William Brent in person. Listen, as far as the world is concerned, I'm dead, see? I died in an automobile accident. Sure, whatever you say, Billy. The diamonds. I thought you were going to hide them and send me a secret map painted on the miniatures so one of my men could pick them up later. Yeah, I was going to do that, but things went wrong. I had 2 miniatures painted, one with the map and one without. Unfortunately, my niece got a hold of the wrong one. And when I went to her room to change the miniatures, my niece spotted me, and then the blue Beetle popped up. So I decided to get those diamonds and bring them here myself. Yeah, very smart, very smart. Not really. It all went to crap. Anyway, several hours later, Warner is appraising the diamonds when the blue Beetle. So, you tell me Brent is still alive, eh? Where can I find him? I didn't say anything except your name, but oh well, you figured it out. So please don't hurt me. I'll tell. He's got a mountain lodge off Route 12. You'll find him there. After the blue Beetle has left, Werner calls him. Oh, calls Brent to warn him. And the blue Beetle is on his way up there. He is? I'll be waiting. I've got some dynamite. Well, here's the lodge, but it looks deserted. So now he's stolen a green car. The Blue Beetle is just stealing stuff all the time. Anyway, as the Blue Beetle is about to enter the lodge, bang! You ought to learn how to shoot, rat. You missed me by a mile. I thought that was dynamite blew up the whole place. Whatever. Trying to get away, eh? Well, yeah. You're not going to go very far this time. The car plunges off the road. The Blue Beetle leaps to safety, carrying William Brent with him. You and I are going to take a little ride to New York. The police are interested in you. Several hours later, at police headquarters in, New York. Brent was wanted for income tax evasion, so he decided to fake his own death. Needing money to live on, he stole the diamonds and hid them in the family tomb. He had a secret map painted on a miniature. Then he killed the artist to keep him from talking. When the Blue Beetle, that's me, took a hand, Brent tried to spirit the diamonds from the hiding place. The next morning, I see the Blue Beetle took you for a ride again.
Oh, shut up.
Well, that's great. So, I mean, more than likely this was meant for a newspaper comic strip publication. But that doesn't really excuse the stupidity of a lot of it. So that's just too bad. But hey, look, we got another story coming. Maybe this one will be better. As we see once again, Blue Beetle is beating the crap out of somebody. And we'll check this out next time on Mr. Nailsin's Sunday Comics.